What's up, everybody? Noble Comics here. Today, I want to talk about Spider-Man comics. Now, if you don't know, Marvel as a whole is a retarded company. They don't know how to make comics, they don't know how to sell comics. At least they haven't for about 10 years now. You could argue a little bit longer, but I think it mainly started right after 2015, after the Secret Wars major comic event. Since then, it's been on a major decline. All of your favorite franchises and characters have been abused and mistreated and turned into stupid, like, Tumblr girl writing and art. It's not good. Anybody from the X-Men, She-Hulk, Fantastic Four, and of course, Spider-Man. Though Spider-Man has been in a bad state for years now because nobody knows what to do with the guy. It's quite a paradox, because on one hand he's an incredibly easy character to write. He's kind of funny, he always does the right thing, he's got this double life, always drama there. He's got a good array of villains to choose from if you want to do an interesting story. But on the other side, there hasn't really been anything great coming out of Spider-Man since I can remember. I'm trying to think of the last great Spider-Man story. I can't think of it. Maybe you guys can. Let me know. I cannot think of it. That's because I almost said nobody understands Peter Parker, but I don't think that's quite true. I think plenty of people understand the guy. Nobody wants to let Peter Parker's character change. This is a problem I've had with comics for a long time now, and I've mentioned before that one thing that anime has as a leg up on comics is the characters are allowed to change over time. Over the course of the whole manga or anime or whatever, we can see the characters grow and change and become more powerful, learn this and that, and there's this clear distinction of this is where they were when we started, and this is how they are whenever it ends. And it's this insane character growth that's insanely satisfying for the reader or the watcher, whatever. Huge advantage that they have over comics. Comics have never really been able to do that because nobody wants to let the brand go. I talked about Batman recently. Everybody wants to tell their own Batman story. So if somebody goes and makes a really great Batman story over the course of like 100 issues and it ends the character perfectly, then the next guy is just going to say, okay, forget all of that, Batman's back, I want to tell my story now. And it just gets passed off again and again and again, issue one after issue one after issue one every couple of years, until we're sick of it. And we're getting sick of it now. We saw this happen with Daredevil, the Chip Zdarsky Daredevil that got picked up after the previous guy who I don't remember. But that was like in 2015, this Daredevil arc ended. Like, perfect end to the character. Then Chip Zdarsky picks it up because he wants to do his Daredevil story. And to his credit, I heard it was pretty good. I didn't read it. But then his story ended, again, on a conclusive note. Then somebody else picked it up because they want to do their Daredevil story. And it continues on, and we're pretty much just saying, yeah, forget all that old stuff. Time for a new story. It's pretty much a reset. And Spider-Man gets it maybe the worst. Because people like Batman and Daredevil and pretty much anybody else you can think of have a pretty consistent home base, let's say. Batman's roughly in his 30s, maybe 40s, super rich billionaire. He's got a few sidekicks, whatever. But his core character is just this guy, doesn't change much. Daredevil's kind of the same way. Spider-Man is not the same way. Because we see Spider-Man go from high school kid to college kid to he's married and has a family, to no, he doesn't have a family anymore, to, well, he's with Mary Jane, well, to he's not with Mary Jane anymore, and now he's back in high school. We're going to just forget all that, let's do the high school again. And then he goes to college again, then he owns a company. Oh, but actually, let's send him back to high school again. It's like the character is a more real character than a lot of the other ones because he's always had this weird potential as a superhero who's a child. There's other child superheroes, but none quite like Spider-Man, where always he's had this potential that, like, whenever Spider-Man grows up, he's going to be the greatest superhero ever. Because right now he's just learning, he's just a kid, but he's already at this point, but he'll be this greatest character the Marvel universe has ever seen. And people like Captain America have said as much. But we're not allowed to actually see that happen. And usually when we do see it happen, some retarded writer wants to subvert our expectations and, oh, Spider-Man's actually a loser, or Spider-Man's actually not that good, and Mary Jane's dating Paul, or a random dude. And we don't get to see this satisfying conclusion to Spider-Man's story. So why does this happen? Like we said, everybody wants their own Spider-Man comic. No one can really agree on what Spider-Man's home base should be when it comes to storytelling. It's almost like the character has too much potential, that all they can do is just fumble it, and no one can actually have a clear vision and make anything tangible happen. So we're stuck in this loop of Spider-Man going through life and then restarting again, over and over and over again, on an increasingly more frequent basis. And it's just not good. It's not good for the character, it's not good for the readers, it's just annoying, and it's confusing, and it's stupid. Let the character grow, let the character do its thing, and keep your hands off it. But Marvel's had a big problem with that forever, right? Because it's this shared universe, so making any change is difficult because it's got to impact everybody. They obviously don't want any of these IPs to die, so they favor these kind of shorter, less impactful stories because they can tell a story, make a movie out of it, tell another story, da 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 da, without much actually changing, creating pretty much like an infinite content farm. Whether or not that's actually good for any of us is another question, one that they don't even consider asking. So what should we do? What should be done? Well, one, I'd say stop buying these trash Spider-Man comics, which seems like everybody's already doing that anyway, as the sales are continuing to go down and down. But also the whole Marvel Universe, again, because you got to do this on like a universe-wide level, because of how interconnected everything is. We need a clear vision. Where are we going? What's the next thing? And not just like a, what's the next thing until we get to the big event, and then let's restart and figure out what the next thing is after that. Like, let's get an actual vision for where we want the universe to go. And let's go there. Let's not reboot every couple of years. Let's actually make an impactful and meaningful story with these characters that gives us an actual payoff in the end, and then that's the end. I know that's like blasphemy to the comic book writers and editors and everything like that to think of losing an IP, but here's the thing. You're already trying to muscle out Spider-Man with people like Miles Morales. So just give Peter Parker an ending. Just end the guy. Do one final giant arc with Spider-Man and maybe some of the other Marvel characters that you guys obviously despise and want to get rid of. They obviously hate people like Captain America. They hate people like Spider-Man. They want to get rid of them anyways. Thor is also on that list. Like, okay, that's fine. Then just give these characters a conclusive ending, and then put in whatever diversity hire character you want in its place, and we can do that, and we can move forward, and that'll be fine. But just let it happen. Let go, and let it happen. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.